Here we are, guys, as we do a match review of Chelsea's draw against Bournemouth. Now, one thing I have to say is that this game was in Chelsea's hands. This was a game that Chelsea just had to win. It was a game that Chelsea could have won earlier on and ensured that Bournemouth did not come back. Again, you also need to understand that the referee was absolutely horrible in this match. Now, one thing I need to talk about and one player I need to talk about is Nicholas Jackson. The positive is that he had assisted for Cole Palmer's goal. But one thing I have to say is that Jackson has cost Chelsea a lot of points. From the back post, missing the back post net against Everton, missing chances in the last 5 games, chances that would have killed games off for Chelsea. Jackson just keeps on missing them. Now let's look at the lineup. Chelsea lined up in a 4-2-3-1, and I didn't expect the radical change of starting Caicedo at right back, where he would invert to play alongside Lavia in midfield, while Fernandes will push forward. Now, we saw why Caicedo shouldn't have played at right back, because he actually gave out the penalty that brought Bournemouth back into the game. Again, I was really annoyed. These are the kind of silly mistakes you don't make, especially when you are just back from the halftime break. Bournemouth lined up in their usual 4-2-3-1, and they were an aggressive pressing team. Bournemouth pressed Chelsea. They went man to man. In fact, Bournemouth should have seen a red card. Again, I have to repeat, the referee was absolutely dreadful in this game. Now, another positive thing that we can pick from this game is Reece James. He came in, scored the equalizer that Chelsea needed. Now, again, Reece James is a good player. The question is his fitness. And if you have a fit Reece James, probably you don't concede that first penalty. Yeah, that's just the way things are. But let's look at what both teams did. Now, before we even start our analysis, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Now, Chelsea in particular, when facing Bournemouth, tried to implement a different tactical strategy. And the main tactical strategy was the use of Caicedo as an inverted right back. Now, Chelsea entered into this game with an aggressive high press, with Jackson being the one who leads the press, while you could see Sancho would start narrow, with Fernandes picking the deeper pivot and Palmer joining Jackson in pressing the centre backs. That was the initial feeling of the game. The main thing that Chelsea wanted to do is to deny Bournemouth central progression. While Bournemouth, when they were building, they were spreading their centre backs so wide and using their goalkeeper as a third-sided centre back, trying to outnumber Chelsea in those midfield regions. Now, one way Bournemouth were trying to go through the right, but Chelsea utilized this to their advantage, as they immediately engaged in a man-to-man touchline aggressive press that saw them stifle FC Bournemouth's chances in the wide areas. Another thing we noticed in this game is the position that Cole Palmer picked up when Chelsea were pressing, as he was looking to try and join Jackson so that they could look to apply pressure. And in the first half, they were better, because Chelsea won the ball in dangerous areas where they could punish Bournemouth. You could see here also sometimes Chelsea could, especially Jackson, would win this ball and look to slip the ball onto Cole Palmer. Though even in some instances, Fernandes won the ball, but his decision making was not quite great. Now, we're also going to look at what Chelsea tried to do without the with the ball, and how they tried to play with the ball when they had the ball. Now, Chelsea were quite interesting with the way they looked to try to play, especially by spreading Achenkpong to start at a pseudo right back position, with Colwill tucking into the left back and Sanchez pushing forward to play as a right-sided centre back, with Cucurella playing at left back. As you can see, the main aim was to try and have as many players during build-up, draw a lot of Bournemouth players, and hit long. That's why majority of the times you saw Sanchez going long a lot of times during this game, so as to try and bypass the aggressive press. When they had settled possession, Chelsea moved into a 3-5 with Caicedo joining Lavia in that midfield position. Enzo Fernandez pushing into that half space together with Cole Palmer, with Sancho and Noni Madueke generating the width. Now, Sancho in particular is very good with the ball at his feet. He's very comfortable receiving the ball under pressure. And time again, whenever Cucurella would be pressed, Sancho would drop deep to receive the ball while Jackson would be making that run in the space vacated by Jadon Sancho. Here again, Sancho receives that ball. You can see Fernandez here is looking to try and give him a passing option, but Sancho is looking to try and beat his fullback while Jackson is looking to try and make that run in behind. Now, looking at the pattern of play, it was good because Sancho sometimes will do that, and sometimes this will enable Chelsea to beat the press, while sometimes Colwill in particular will look to find the Lavia in particular, who was press resistant, who could beat the Bournemouth press and progress. So, what about AFC Bournemouth? Now, Bournemouth, we knew how they are going to play. This team gave Chelsea space, they gave Chelsea opportunities, but they also caused Chelsea problems. And I'm going to show you how Bournemouth caused Chelsea problems. Now, Bournemouth were committing a lot of players in the build-up, with Kakes pushing forward at fullback, the two midfielders pushing forward close to the number 9. The wingers also one winger looking to hold the width, and one fullback looking to tuck into the back. They were trying to overload Chelsea's backline, but Chelsea in particular were looking quite strong, trying to defend. But one problem happened when they tried to overload Chelsea's right-hand side, and this is because Noni Madueke was not looking to fall back sometimes. And this allowed Acheampong to be in a 2v1 situation where he shifted out, allowing Semenyo the space that Semenyo actually received the ball and hit and had space to actually shoot and score the goal. Now, this, I cannot blame Acheampong because he's a teenager, and this has led to certain drastic changes in the team. Now, Enzo Maresca's team has failed to win 5 games in a row. 3 points in the last 15. That is really, really poor. That is really, really poor. Chelsea are out of the top 4. And this balance of play can be attributed, cannot solely be attributed to the manager, but rather I think now it is up to the players. When Chelsea were winning games, when Chelsea were going into these 10-game runs, there's one thing I noticed. Chelsea was scoring goals. Jackson was on form scoring goals. Noni Madueke was scoring goals. Neto was scoring goals. Enzo was scoring goals. But now, it is only Palmer who has remained scoring goals. Jackson is missing sitters. Jackson is missing open nets. Jackson is missing far post area goals. And this is leaving the question. Should Chelsea now move on from Jackson? Because Jackson cannot cost Mauricio Pochettino his job and now actually cost Chelsea top 4. Because if Chelsea score their chances in the first half, everybody who watched the game, Chelsea should have gone into the first half 3-0 up. The second half was just to try and contain Bournemouth and hit them on transition. But if you have a striker who's missing from 6-yard space, if you have a striker who's missing easy chances, what do you expect the team to do? The striker is missing sitters. The striker is missing easy chances. And I said it, if we don't score our chances, if we don't finish our meal, automatically the opponent is going to score a goal. And that is what happened. That is what we saw happening. Now, questions will have to be asked because now the signing of Delap looks to be urgent. The signing of Duran from Aston Villa looks to be something that Chelsea need to pursue. Nobody now can blame the board for trying to go for a striker because remember, Chelsea were going for a striker. The board tried to back Jackson, but you see, it's not happening. Another thing that is actually coming up is Trevor Chalobah, who looks to be returning back from loan. Again, why did he go on loan? He was one of our best centre-backs. The reason why Chelsea are not winning games is one, I said, Chelsea cannot keep clean sheets. So, in the games that we were winning, we were relying on outscoring opponents. Now, when we cannot score goals and we concede goals, this is where we find ourselves. So, the question again lies back with the manager. How can you strike the balance between defensive solidity and if you have a strong defense and you have an attack that can guarantee you 1 or 2 goals in a game, you are more likely to finish high. In my opinion, Maresca should try and focus in strengthening Chelsea's defensive prowess. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Leave your comments in the comment section area below, and please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thank you, and see you again in our match preview for tomorrow's Premier League fixtures. Thank you.